Just stay away from the brain.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't want to get mad cow. I'm not going to eat the brain, the liver, or any of the internal organs.
Well, yeah, that's how you get kudo.
I mean, you could probably eat the heart. Okay.
Well, that's a muscle. That's
It's
different.
an internal
Anyways,
organ.
yes, but it's also a muscle.
It's also an internal organ.
There's a difference.
Anyway, semantics aside, because I know Al, she can go for literally an hour on this.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I forgot to make the link bomb link. I'ma do that real fast.
We're doing the link bombs right now, so it's fine that we scream at each other.
Yeah, just
What?
as a brief bit of context to
What you
anyone
must also understand is that I can do the same thing.
who watches this, we're starting late for a number of reasons. Don't need to get into that.
DM
But-
has talkies.
Oh yeah, these are probably really
There's a-
crunchy because I'm using my face microphone.
Yeah.
I'll bet
Yeah,
you
they are.
know that the smoke is cleared now, and the ambulance.
The rain is gone.
Wait,
Oh no, that
I'm
What?
confused.
rain
What
coming
happened?
back.
What?
What?
What about smoke?
What about it? It's gone.
I don't know why you said it.
Is-
I have
Wait.
confusion.
I don't know.
I don't know.
America, explain. Canada, explain.
Wrong country.
You're in Canada,
Yes.
so Canada, explain.
Well,
Armored, explain.
Why was smoke? Why was smoke mentioned?
don't worry about it. I just said that the reason we were delayed is fine. There's the smoke has been cleared and the ambulances are gone.
What We're not allowed to call ambulances here. Die on your own time.
Oh, you're right. My bad. The Krankenwagens.
Right.
No, we're not allowed to call them either. We don't want to spend $5,000.
Yikes.
That's 5,000 monies we don't have.
$5,000 to get told, "Hey, you fainted. Drink more water."
Wow.
Hey, you didn't ask for us, but we're gonna charge you anyways.
Yeah. Hey, someone called the ambulance for you, so you gotta pay. Like, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah, guess I'll die.
It is
deal
cheaper
with
to
it.
die.
Is
I'll
this
deal with enough of that with UPS.
is this
It is
Pretty
literally
sure
cheaper to die than it is to live.
is this an American joke? I'm too Canadian to understand.
Yes.
It costs roughly $5,000 to be picked up by an ambulance in America.
5,000? I thought it was 200.
If you have insurance.
It fucking depends.
It entirely depends on where you live, but 5,000 is an average. Just
Yeah,
like
'cause
Al
sometimes-
burps.
Sometimes you could have insurance, but the ambulance that takes you is not in your insurance district, so you have to pay the full price. Because that fucking makes sense.
Or sometimes your insurance just does not cover ambulance pickups.
An ambulance isn't your taxi to the hospital. Excuse me, sir. What the fuck is then?
It would be a lot cheaper to just order a taxi and they'd question you less.
Yeah.
True.
It's
And
so
they'd
it's
probably arrive on time.
Yeah.
6,100 Canadian loonies.
Well, it also doesn't help that a lot of... No,
How's the link
offense,
bomb
but a
going?
lot of
Because we probably shouldn't make social commentary on a D&D stream.
Link bomb's done.
Okay.
We have shit to do.
I'm just gonna say, I've seen the videos of people just literally not moving in front of a ambulance. Just
Yeah.
gonna comment on that.
Well, that's just people being dicks.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, darn.
Uh,
We have to hold a little bit longer. Perform the social commentary.
Whereas up here in Canada, everyone is taught to, from the get-go, always move out of the way of the ambulance.
That's also what you're taught in America, but people in America don't fucking care.
True.
Yeah, they can be dicks.
Well, correction. 3% of people in America don't fucking care, but they're the ones you notice.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot worse. It's way worse in Mexico. In Mexico, if you have a food allergy, you're dead. They don't exist.
If you have a what?
A food allergy. Food allergies
Oh,
don't exist in
food.
Mexico.
I swear to God, I thought you said flute.
Flute? Yeah, we're all allergic to flutes. We
I
only
was like,
play
what?
Spanish guitars.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Actually, no, hold on. There is
It means when
Mexican
they give you the
dish.
do, you do the die.
There's a Mexican dish called flautas, which
We've talked
translates
about
to
these
flute.
before.
But they're so good.
Have we?
Flautas?
I feel like this word has been mentioned before about the fact that I didn't know what they were.
Probably.
No, you're thinking huaraches.
No, I thought this got mentioned in relation to talking about hot dogs.
Mm.
That exact word was mentioned in relation to talking about hot dogs a couple of episodes ago.
I don't fucking.
No, that was chapulín.
Is that it?
Chapulines. Yeah.
I know these
Yeah.
words.
Brain.
Because
You-
these are
That's the-
flautas.
Flout. That's. Why is that a? I feel like there's a different word for that in America.
Maybe.
Probably.
Taquito?
Yeah.
Cry.
It's just what they get called in America. I know it's disappointing.
I mean,
That's what a
taquitos
taco
are
looks like.
beef, right?
They can be filled with anything. It's just a small fried rolled taco.
Well, I guess.
I mean, that's what
Flautas
it
are
is.
usually chicken, though.
Wow, and the sesame seeds are huge.
And, like, what makes them tasty is the green sauce and, like, all the shit on top. Oh, man.
Oh, well, I can't see it, so it's not important.
It's probably a tomatillo-based sauce.
Yeah. Salsa verde with, like, cotija cheese. I miss Mexican food.
Is it cooked?
Really?
Like, is the
What?
sauce cooked, or is it like a salsa?
Yeah, it's cooked. Well, I mean, the
I
tomatoes are.
I might be able to ingest it then.
The tomatoes can be roasted, but are usually boiled.
Cool. As long as they're cooked. I can't eat raw tomatoes.
Ash has a nightshade allergy that for some reason cooking them destroys whatever part of it he's allergic to.
I think
I
It doesn't
mean-
destroy it,
tomatoes
it makes
that were
it less.
nightshades.
I mean,
Huh?
in a way, we all have nightshade allergies.
Well, the ones
I
that
have
are
what is
typically
I have what is referred to
No, I
as
know.
nightshade sensitivity, where anything in the Sonocelea family can cause me to
Right.
have a minor allergic reaction.
My point still stands.
well,
Yes, if you eat bitter or deadly nightshade, you will have a problem, no matter what.
It's
Unless you're
not
one
a
of those
problem.
rare people who
That's what you
actually
want.
aren't affected by it, because there are a very select number of people who aren't affected by it.
Nice.
Who is calling me? It is my brother. I'll be right back.
Jesus.
Well, we're never gonna get to play Lamau.
The one person comes, the other person leaves.
It's perfectly timed too.
I didn't do it. You can't prove it. I have an alibi.
it's just like all the different kind of food allergies. It just makes me glad that like I only maybe have one, and it's like very minor.
Again, food allergies don't exist in Mexico. The
Yeah.
closest thing I have to a food allergy is eating a lot of pineapple. The enzymes make my mouth hurt, and also I need to watch out for acidic foods.
I mean,
That's not an allergy. That's the fact that pineapple literally contains the enzyme that breaks down red protein.
I know. I didn't say it was an allergy. I said
Yeah,
it was the closest
bromelain.
thing to an allergy.
Well, everyone has that.
Well,
If you eat too much fresh pineapple, it will destroy the inner lining of your mouth.
yeah, I understand that, but it seems like I have a higher sensitivity for that than most people.
Bromelain.
Also,
It-
talking about the
it
lining of your
tastes
mouth,
good.
did you know the lining of your mouth is also the same tissue that is the same lining as
Nah.
female genitals?
Yup.
Well,
That's
that's on
really
the
not
stream
that
now.
Yup.
I censored myself at the last minute.
What? What?
It's almost as if your body can only produce so many different types of proteins.
Things have been put into motion that cannot be undone.
Yeah, but then it also makes me wonder if there's any other like internal organs that also has the same kind of tissue.
Yeah, probably.
Most
It's
likely.
like how your butthole. It's like how your butthole is made of the same stuff as your lips are.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Shall we move on?
No.
Is everyone good to go?
I
Yes,
am.
We're all here.
Okay. I had to take a call about a brother specifically requesting spicy sauce the next time I go to a store.
You know, that's also very unfortunate because I adore Mexican food.
Oh, God.
But, like,
Al,
what? Yes.
We have shit to do.
we must start, and also you're starting to enter hyperspeed talk.
We have shit to do.
Then go to the bathroom.
No.
All right. Let's get started, folks.
Okay.
Yes. Player
We're an hour and a half.
introductions.
We're an hour and a half over.
Yes.
Yup.
Player introduction time.
Hello, everybody.
My talkies.
Hello, everybody. I'm the memester armored hunter, and yeah, it's late. I just planted tomatoes. Moving on.
Hi, everybody. I'm Danny Boop. I'm the one who do the stream, and I also grow tomatoes. And fun thing, one of my plants has a tomato on it now. Yay!
Neat. Oh, wait, is it me now?
CJ. If we're going
Yeah.
alphabetical, it's CJ next.
Oh, okay.
Hello. This is CJ. I am going to be mostly muted for this game, so you'll just see me show up on the Roll20 text chat. And
Don't worry, we'll read what you type out in a funny character voice.
I am going to be voiced by everyone and no one at the same time. That's wonderful, ain't it?
Yes.
Okay, but now it's actually me. I am Mythosia. What's up?
Still more enthusiasm than we get out of you some other days.
Most days.
Mhm.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to get something.
Uh-oh.
Goodness.
I didn't do it this time.
Don't worry, it's not your fault.
It's
But it
time.
is your downfall.
Yay! Wait. Can't have bliss in two places at once. It's cheating.
You're cheating on Bliss? You're gonna die.
No! No! Why would I do
I
that?
love how desperate your voice just sounded. No! No!
Look, Brimstone is many things. He's not that stupid. Mostly
Right.
just tired.
Alright, next.
That's not me.
Howdy, everyone. I'm Al. Hopefully I can calm down enough to talk well. No guarantees.
Even if you don't, we don't fault you for it.
The sugar is catching up.
Who gave the tiny one sugar?
Did I not tell you about how Brandon gave me 5 slices of cake for Cinco de Mayo?
Oh.
I thought you
no.
ate those yesterday, though.
Well, I ate
One-
one yesterday.
Did you eat 4 today, or was there mystically another 5th piece of cake when you went to consume them this time?
Well, I've eaten one, so I have 3 slices left, and two chocolate bars.
Hmm.
That big.
Alright.
So I have a
Also-
constant stream of sugar.
Ah. Alright then. Well, On that note, then, hello everyone. I'm Ash. I'm the one who continues doing this despite having no real abilities, but I make it work somehow. And I need to get the voice mod set up because I forgot to do that.
Yep.
Test. Is it on? Is it on?
Yes.
Oh, yes, finally. Okay, good. Welcome, dear abnormals and listeners alike. It is I, your most illustrious of MCs, White Noise here, yet again to bring you another installment of the Ada Report. Blades clash and sparks fly as the rails crash in the sky. It was quite an exciting episode last week we had, folks. A shank-wielding robotic battler squared off against our fine Unit 5. +1. Many stabbings were made, even more gears were splattered, and still somehow our agents found themselves on top of it all as they reached the destination of Castelli Robotics. This week, we'll be watching as they start their first true investigation on the beat.
So yes, we're pretty much picking up where we left off as you all were making your way towards the front door / elevator entrance of Castelli Robotics as you were getting out your paperwork.
Yeah.
Minimize, because I don't need that right now. Minimize that. I do have something to show everyone as we're getting started, though, because I got a piece of artwork done. So you guys can get an idea of a certain character you've seen before.
Ooh.
So, just so if anyone's curious as to what Ryphon saw that night.
Oh. I was hoping it was Tank.
No, I will eventually get artwork made of Tank, though.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh God.
Yeah, Ryphon was correct in being disturbed.
God, that man could palm a beach ball.
He could palm your entire torso.
I don't want to think about that.
Slenderman and Zelda vibes.
I'm also reminded of Siren Head.
Yes.
Except it's TV.
Yes. Creepy AF. Good character design.
That's fair. Per as he was described before, almost as if a human was taken and stretched unnaturally, as if by a poorly used image editing software. But yes, I just wanted to show you guys that since I got that piece of artwork done. And we hear from White Noise every week, so might as well let you guys see what he looks like.
I'm just
Yeah,
beginning it for the stream real fast so everybody can get a good look at that lovely and creepy design.
Yee.
Okay.
Alrighty then. So, can someone remind me who was it who was at the forefront of your all's approach towards Castelli Robotics?
Isn't Rifle the one with the paperwork?
I believe he was, though I don't know if he's the one at the front.
Tolgum did point out Ryphon to present the paperwork. Question. You described the surroundings as a kind of water, if I recall correctly, kind of a water garden.
It's almost like one of those kinetic sand gardens, but instead of sand, it's small pebbles and stones. It's kind of, you know how sometimes on the top of a building, for some reason, they'll just have like smooth gravel?
Yeah.
It's that, but it's been more artfully laid out, and there are water spewing statues strewn about the various parts of the gravel that is on the midsection top part of this building, with how it's oddly shaped.
I'm trying to remember. Did you describe any plants?
No, I don't believe I did. There aren't really any plants to be seen up here. It is just the gravel, the statues, and
Okay.
the reception area on the far end of where you all entered from the railway.
I just wanted to make sure my mental image was correct.
Yeah. You don't see plants very often in the Steam Kingdom part of Crater City.
Unless they're fake or for research.
Pretty much, yeah. Doesn't really help that there's not really ground. Alright, bag of Takis, you must go over here so that you are not a constant temptation to my snackable needs.
The tempters.
I find the image funny of the rest of the group being courteous and taking the walking paths as to not disturb the artisticness. Kovgum taking shortest direction and just going through the gravel.
I always imagine Kovgum walks like those Jesus lizards. We just sort of like
water basilisk.
Yeah, water basilisk.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just every step he takes, he slaps up a bunch of gravel.
It just leaves a trail behind him in the gravel by dragging his tail along. I don't know. I don't know how successful Cecil would be in that endeavor. You could certainly try. I just don't know how successful Cecil would be in that endeavor. Alrighty then. So we know. So Ryfon, at least you were stepping forward because you had the paperwork. So was anyone else wanting to do the talking, or are you all trying to leave it to Ryfon?
Kovgum recognizes that this is not a situation that would be suited for him to be involved.
Fair enough.
Oh, he's probably too busy looking at things and studying things to talk.
I like how Cecil keeps shape-shifting in the bottom corner. Alrighty then. So, at this moment then, Ryfon, you are the one stepping forward.
Oh, if I don't fuck this up.
Alright. Of course you do, Kovgum. As you make your way forward, further through this garden, just sort of trying to ignore the fact that there's a small squabble going off to the side as Kovgum is just walking through this artfully layered gravel, and Cecil is trying to stop him from doing so, and it's a losing battle. You can make your way towards the back area where there is a small reception hall built around an elevator shaft that is connecting the lower and upper half of this building. That you're currently standing on the top of the lower half.
Yeah.
Behind the desk, you can actually currently see what appears to be a pretty old dwarven man, which is saying something because dwarf, who's just idly flipping through a magazine, not really paying attention right now.
Ryfon will just get his attention.
How do you do so?
Just clear his throat and be like, excuse me?
Yes. He doesn't really look up from his he like looks up occasionally to you from his magazine, but doesn't really raise his head. It's just that look up where he like turns to look at you every 5 seconds or so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. How can I help you?
Yeah, me and my colleagues are here from Ada.
Ada. That's that. That's that. He like rolls the magazine up and like taps it against his hand a few times, like as if he's trying to think about it. That's the. What is that?
Like, above game. Remind me if Ada is an acronym for anything.
It is.
Ada is an
Anomalous
acronym.
Defense Agency?
Yes, Ada is the acronym for the Anomalous Defense Agency.
The Anomalous Defense Agency.
He puts the rolled up magazine between his hands and is tapping it against his chin. Doesn't ring a bell. But what do you need, anyways?
Well, we were set out here to investigate something here. At the... Sorry.
It's fine.
I hate being the one in the spotlight with this stuff.
Do it.
You can do it.
Don't even like doing this in real life.
That's why it's a fantasy.
You get to be rude in the fantasies if you want.
I just know we're here to investigate something, because apparently an anomaly happened here. I have paperwork showing we're supposed to be here.
Paperwork will probably do you better than your words right now. Let's see it.
Okay.
He like holds his hand out finally to take the papers from you.
Yeah.
All right then, here. Looks like a investigation report. It's a search warrant. Give me 1 second. I'll call the security team up here for you. They're the ones you'll probably want to talk to.
All right.
He hands you back your paperwork.
And just...
There's some benches over there if y'all want to sit down.
Thank you very much, sir. And you'll just tuck the paperwork back in the inner pocket of his jacket.
Yep. He points you off to the side where there's a random out-of-place vending machine just sort of leaning very precariously against a railing where one hard push would send it flying off the edge of this building. It seems to be stocked with various snack foods and drinks. And there's a couple of just metal benches set around it. It's almost like a little rest stop you'd see in a park, but you're just overlooking the open sky and maze of buildings around this place.
Fair enough.
As soon as you walk away, you see the dwarf hit one button on a panel in front of him, and he immediately opens his magazine and starts looking through it again.
But yeah, Rifle will just walk back over to this and be like, okay, so we're supposed to go wait over by the vending machine that looks like it's honestly hanging on by a thread. And they're just gonna send security team up for us to talk to them.
Yes, that is good. Because he points, Gum points to Rifon, and you points to Cecil. Need to rest up. You used your strength during that fight.
Fair enough.
You need to be ready for anything.
I won't argue with you on that one.
Are y'all hurting any?
Because if I recall correctly, Cecil and Rifon were the two who basically took the most damage during that encounter.
Yeah, but then lots of healing happened to Rifon, so he's fine. If anything, he just looks like he's got a scratch on his nose or something.
You also have several bloody holes in your jacket.
He got better.
Healing doesn't get rid of the stains on your clothing.
Yeah, and I don't think my class lets me have prestidigitation. I can check though. No, I don't have it.
I'll be all right. It's nothing worse. It's nothing worse I haven't experienced with my job.
That is a poor excuse for lacking your strength.
Yeah, all I know is that I'm actually feeling okay after all that, thanks to, others in the group. I'm definitely gonna need to. I'm gonna have to let my mom take a look at this.
Yeah, your shirt and jacket are kind of sticky at this point because the blood is drying.
Yeah. Well, the shirt would just be like one of those cheap ones you get out of like the pack of 5 for $10.
Fair enough.
It is the world's most basic V-neck white T-shirt.
Rifon, living inexpensively.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Oh, hi, Lee.
Traditional strength isn't what I lack, and it's not my priority. I'm mostly reading out Cecil's lines out loud, so in case anyone would just be listening, you could know what's being said as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, this machine here, this vending machine, I'd seen it in the office. Never quite understood what the appeal of it was.
Instant snacks.
This thing is full of food.
Yeah, it has like a glass front on it, so you can see that it has a bunch of packaged snack foods and canned and bottled drinks on the inside.
I thought it doesn't look like food. It looks like as though it was a bunch of colorful flowers.
You don't eat colorful food?
Probably Kovgum's only experience with packaged snacks is Krista giving him potato chips.
Basically.
And I wouldn't.
They've kind of avoided giving Kovgum access to processed foods.
But if you say that there is food,
A short rest would be beneficial before we engage in anyone higher up, though.
that is indeed correct.
As much as I wish that.
I mean,
understood it.
I'd hope it wouldn't take them an hour to show up.
That I don't understand sarcasm, and that doesn't bode well. And I still know that doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy.
if it has food inside, then why not? Then why not just grab the food? Why you interact with all these little things?
You're supposed to pay for it, Harold. Like Ryphon, like he's noticing like one of the easiest ways to explain something to Cove. At least how Ryphon explains things. One of the easiest ways for him to do it is to just demonstrate.
Yeah. Looking at this vending machine, it's actually pretty easy to recognize. It is a brand of vending machine you can see pretty much all around Crater City, referred to simply as the silver coin, where everything in the vending machine is 1 silver, i.e. $1.
Yeah. Crap. Cat! No! Cat! Down. It's not...
Mother!
It's not the one Tank is based off of fur pattern-wise. It's the younger girl.
Mother!
Yeah.
Come, baby, give love.
Yeah, basically. That's her deal.
Mother, I crave attention and violence. Can you provide either?
Iris, come on, honey.
Mama.
She sounds.
Provide me attention or I will perform the zoomies.
Okay, I got her settled. Sorry.
I'll do the zoomies anyways.
She's very insistent on having some laugh time right now.
Cove, it's just how things are. People buy things as a sort of exchange.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
The amount of weirdly simple but important concepts that Cove could learn from The Simpsons is terrifying.
He would, and then a lot of things he shouldn't learn.
Definitely. Like how not to drive a car.
But yeah.
Blindfolded, right?
But yeah, anyway, Ryphon will demonstrate by, like, buying whatever the spiciest looking snack is in there.
Looking at the snack table. Alright, the spiciest looking snack in there is a... this is stupid. It seems to have a caricature of what looks almost like a sailor pointing... Almost like a Popeye the Sailor Man type sailor. Pointing at a shrimp that is being put into a hydraulic press.
I think I know what brand that's supposed to be a pastiche of, but... yeah, he'll go...
It's a play off of the spicy fries and the prawn crackers you can buy.
Oh, yeah, I know which ones you're talking about.
Like red hot fries or whatever they're called. I always forget what they're called.
Andy's hot fries.
That's the one. But yeah, it's supposed to be a play off of those two snack foods being mixed together.
Yeah.
But they're essentially just really processed spicy prawn crackers.
Yeah.
Or shrimp crackers, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, you put in your silver coin, it slides into the machine. You hit the button on the thing. A couple of seconds later, you watch as a little tray slides up to the respective slot, and a little serving dish moves over. Your bag of crackers is extruded out upon the dish, and it drops back down, and essentially, basically chucks it out into the space where the grab bin is.
Yeah.
So you can grab.
Yeah. And he'll just grab it.
Yeah. So you can... I mean, you don't actually have to add it to your inventory, but you now are in possession of 1 bag of seaside spicy shrimps.
Yeah. Iris, quit bumping me on the chin.
What was that whisper?
I was telling my cat to quit headbutting me in the chin.
Oh.
Mother, crave attention. Gib.
Mother, stop playing D&D, pet.
I've been a good girl. Give me love.
Yeah.
But yeah, you watch this whole individual exchange. Hey, one of my kids likes that snack the best. I take it you like spicy things too, Ryfun?
Yeah, actually. He just kind of shrugs.
Yes. Kovkum, you've watched this entire exchange take place. A silver coin went in, and a bag of weird little shrimp crackers came out.
Interest. Kovgum, like, does the whole, almost like, does the whole, like, a kid looking into the glass of an aquarium, but it's this vending machine.
Just plugs his eye against the glass.
Yeah, both hands slap eye against the glass. There's... You acquire food that is in here, and it is veiled by a small piece of
Please don't let
glass.
Cove.
Mm.
You have
I mean-
silver coins, Kovkum.
If he does break the glass, that just means more materials.
I'd rather
And
not.
you'll have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'd rather not us have to do that.
Fine.
Yeah, I'd
I'll
rather
just-
not have to pay for it either.
Fine, I'll just fix it then. It's fine.
Or we could not break it in general and just not have to worry about that at all.
I'm with Zari.
And if we break it, we can make it better.
To be fair, that would get security up here quicker, but I don't think they'd like you as much then.
Yeah, I kind of like not being in trouble with people. That's generally good.
Hey, lizard boy.
Yeah.
You can buy fish soup in there. Bet you'd like that.
Peach. So.
It's A2.
DM, can I roll to see if Kogum accidentally pushes this thing off the ledge because he doesn't understand how much strength this
I
thing
will
requires?
I will say that Kovgum has experienced buttons before.
He has experienced buttons. It's
So you can make a strength check, and if you roll a 1, then he will push this thing off the edge of the building.
okay.
No. He uses the appropriate amount of strength to not shove it off the edge of the building.
I just like the idea of him rolling a nat 20 is just him being the most gentle rather than
Just-
like raw force.
Just like looks at the back of it, notices that it could fall over any second. Just like, I want the snack. Don't fall.
I want
Give.
give food. He'll do so. Like pull up a single silver coin in between two talons.
Gently slot it in. Yeah. Kokum, you do so, and the machine just makes a little bring, and a little bit of text scrolls across to above where you put the coin, and it says 1 credit.
And then just pushes A2. But I just picture like he does it in a manner that causes his claw to just scratch straight down the middle of the button.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, I figured he would just tap 2 and then be confused. I have tapped A2. Why is it
No,
not working?
Kokum has at least an understanding of the common language.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the idea of just like
It's not the best. He doesn't know all the words, but
yeah,
he knows the alphabet.
The finer details are what escape him.
Yeah.
So yeah, you push A2, and luckily as your talon scratches down on it, it doesn't really seem to leave an actual scratch mark on the surface of the weirdly hard, maybe plastic that the buttons are made out of. You're not really sure. Could be glass. But yeah, you just watch as the little serving arm goes up, and you actually notice that along the top row, the items of it are actually seemingly kept slightly separate, and there are red labels on them. It goes up, the little arm pushes out one of these cans, it slides back down, shunks it into the retrieval tray.
He will take it out. Is it warm or hot?
It is pleasant. It is pleasantly warm. Not quite hot, but definitely warmer than one would expect getting something out of a vending machine.
He shoves
And
the
it's like
entire
a
thing
pull.
into his mouth.
All right, you put an entire can in your mouth. All right, Kovgum puts a can in his mouth. It's like a slightly larger soda can.
Okay.
You're supposed to open it.
Do you bite down on it?
Yes.
All right, make another strength check.
9.
All right. Luckily, the can does not explode as you crocodile bite it. But if anything, the lower strength roll does Cove better in this case, where you bite down on it and you essentially just puncture the sides of the can, and your mouth is just filled with fishy, flavory soup, and also pointy metal bits.
And if there's a trash can nearby, he will spit out the empty can into the trash.
You know, I would say Cove no, but oh wait, actually, that's not Cove no. I would say Cove no, but at the same time, I would not speak of the many times I've had to resist the urge to bite the side of a soda can.
Can confirm, I've seen him fight that urge.
It's one of those things that I have a problem with. I don't know why I want to do it. I just do. I won't crunch. But yes, you enjoy yourself a nice can of fish soup. It's not like a cream soup or anything, so that's good for you. It's just a very savory, kind of salty fish soup. Probably intended to just warm you up on a cold day. And conveniently, it is actually kind of cold in this part of Crater City, consistently with how windy it is.
So in other words, the warmth gives him energy.
Yes.
He's
But
not.
yeah, you spit the can into the trash can. A can enters a can. Canception.
The horse
It's
walks
about,
up to the bar.
it's about this time when you guys hear the elevator doors finally click open. You just see one very annoyed-looking elven woman step out. She has an expression on her face that definitely reads as annoyed, but her eyes are not open. So she's like tired, annoyed. All right. Who am I talking to? What happened? Does she look familiar? Probably not for Cecil, because again, Cecil hasn't had a lot of dealings with Castelli Robotics. It's one of those companies you kind of avoid because of its its normalcy makes it eccentric. At least that's a statement you can only say in this part of the city.
Does Ali recognize her?
Probably not. She doesn't I'll say this: she doesn't look like anyone super important.
Just tired.
Rude.
Same.
All right then. I guess it's you group.
Yeah, probably.
You're either trying to break into the building or you need something. Which one is it?
The latter, ma'am. And Ryphon will just,
We'd make terrible burglars, to be fair.
Well, when you purposely walk in and alert the guards, yes, you probably would, but at the same time, it'd be a very unique strategy.
Hi.
And that's a lizard.
Yeah.
Alright. A lizard, a cat, of a Delkin, and 2 humans. Half elf?
tiefling, actually.
Ah. These 4 do. 5. 4. 4.
4.
My brain can't count.
It's fine.
Yeah, but Ryphon will present the paperwork to her along with his Ada badge.
Yeah, it's weird. She's not opening her eyes at any points, but she still is looking. Oh, that's what we got the message about. Alright, I'm supposing you all want to see security camera footage and things of that nature. I suppose I should be grateful. Follow me. She just turns around and starts making her way towards the elevator again.
Okay. Follow.
Yep.
Follow.
I'm sorry. She's a bit of a terse woman. Alright. Which... That's appropriately suspenseful. As you all load yourselves into the elevator, and it sort of just whines to life as she punches in one of the buttons, seemingly taking you back down into the lower half of the building. Without really looking at any of you all, she just sort of starts talking. You know, I didn't really think it would be a problem. But I didn't think anyone would be able to break into one of our production facilities and actually cause such a ruckus.
There was a break-in.
Yes. Last night there was.
Just last night.
It's the first time we've caught it if there are any more. Do you have more information on that? Because I'd love to hear it.
Did they have any?
I mean, we were attacked by robots on our way here.
Lovely. She says through gritted teeth.
They were humanoid. They did not taste good.
Oh, yeah, you did buy one.
Do you have any suspects? At this stage, no. I'll give you some heads up. The security footage isn't really that useful. It's an individual wearing a hoodie and a mask, so it's kind of hard to make out any particularly discernible features.
That's frustrating.
And as far as we can gather, it's probably a human. Maybe a half-elf. No disrespect to you, sir officer, are you...
I technically am a half-elf, yes. My father's a ladrin.
Alright then. No distinguishing features on the mask itself. By the way, the drawn out U was as she was looking over Cecil.
Sorry.
I was just clarifying that because it doesn't read very well when you can't see where the mental image is looking.
Yeah.
It was mostly because they immediately called you sir, and then looked at Cecil and just sort of paused. As for the mask, the images aren't very clear. You all know that security camera footage is not the best. It'd probably be easier to point it out to you when we actually get down to the relay to show you it. As far as I can gather, it was a mostly black mask with some form of grating on the front.
Huh.
Almost like a cross-hatching, but made of metal.
That's weird.
Was there any damage?
One of our shipping bay doors was ripped open. Actually by a large automaton.
Anything missing?
An entire shipment of our military-grade defense androids.
Could the bay window have been ripped open by one of these defense androids?
No, the entity we saw doing the ripping was much larger than what we typically ship out. It didn't look like one of our models, it looked more custom-made. And Cecil might have heard from the underground recently regarding recent robbery. Make a... what would that be? Make an investigation. This would be kind of like a retroactive investigation check to see what you've heard.
There is a goose.
Looks down at it. Where in the world did that come from?
Be perfectly honest, we don't have any idea either. He just kind of shows up.
That's what's allowing you to make the roll. Right, a 12. I mean, recent robberies, they're pretty common in this part of the city. Anything specifically in dealing with Castelle? You have recently heard of there being a sort of surge of some of the more basic Castelle robotics on the black, or not really the black market. It's not really what it's called here, but basically in underground trading, there are some of their androids being passed around, essentially being sold to criminal hideouts as defense robots. Though a lot of them apparently have strange habits, so they aren't being sold very well. But that's what you've heard about that. Whether or not you would relay that information is up to you.
Did the big automata have any distinguishing features?
Unfortunately, due to the positioning of our security cameras and where they attacked from, we actually only saw its hand. But the fact that it was just its hand that was able to tear open one of our shipping doors is a bit concerning as to its full size. You'd have to be either a very misshapen automaton or a very large automaton to be able to perform such a task.
Yeah, because I don't know how big the shipping doors are here, but shipping doors are usually fairly big.
Sorry, but have you been dealing with scouts as recently?
Scouts?
Trying to... When searching... when trying to go for a big hunt, we send scouts to try to find out as much information as we can about the hunt. What quarry is there? What is surrounding it?
We always have people snooping about the facility. This is one of the biggest and most well-funded robotics facility in all of the Steam District.
None of them suspicious, though.
I mean, all of them suspicious, but all of them mundane.
You say
This is the
that.
first case of anyone actually attempting to make good on such snooping. Well, there was the crazy goblin who tried to rob our facility by crashing a gyrocopter into the side of it, but he's been apprehended. That was a week ago. This is more recent.
Do you have any idea why someone would need or want an entire shipment of combat automata?
Oh, I wonder why someone would want an entire shipment of combat-ready androids ready to fight at their behest. Probably to sell them, I would assume. Or other nefarious purposes. You said you were attacked by them on your way here.
Hmm.
I was hoping you would have some more specific insight.
Well, no, this happened literally yesterday. We haven't had much time to investigate it yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The elevator finally reaches its ending point, and you all can step off. The part of the building you step into is pretty much akin to like an office building storerooms section. There's just a long hallway with just doors and hallways and adjacent hallways leading off of it with no discernible features other than numbers on the doors. Have you received any threats previously? I mean, plenty of threats, but nothing that was substantiated. The attack last night actually seemed to be, as far as we can gather, random. Most people who tend to make threats towards us are more on the political or business side of things. A lot of people don't like how Vertes runs his business here. Or their business here. Says it's not inventive enough. If you ask me, some people of this city are too inventive for their own good.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, sometimes though, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I like your mentality, but not yours.
But then nothing gets improved, and you stagnate.
Improvement can sometimes be a slow process. It doesn't have to be in leaps and bounds where things break and explode.
But then you take the fun out of it.
The eyes don't open, but you can feel the eye roll. Anyways. She leads you to one of the doors, specifically a door that just has the number 5 over it. Quickly takes out a key card from a pocket on her side, swipes it against the reader on the door, and you all can hear as there is a shunk noise on the inside of it. All right. Okay then. So files. The files for last night's break-in. Doesn't take her very long to find them and pull up the camera footage. This is not a terribly large room, so who all wants to try to crowd around this computer monitor where the footage is being played on?
Ali steps up.
All right. We have one crowding the monitor. Does anyone else crowd it?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I want to look.
I would just picture Kovgum ends up kind of just stuck it in the door, just more in the doorway.
Just lizard head lifting up over everyone else's to look over their shoulders.
Yeah, Raifan would
Alright.
be trying to look at it as well.
Yeah, so pretty much everyone except for Kovgum immediately just moves to the screen to look. It's crowded, but you can all get a peek in, except for Kovgum. All their heads are in the way.
I just got
All right. You watch as the footage that plays out before you is sort of grainy and without a lot of color. But you just watch as it starts off as a static image, almost like a static image, since there's no real motion to be seen, of just a camera overlooking the shipping doors of in a warehouse type structure. Sorry. It just sort of stays that way for a little while. Eventually, this woman starts hitting the forward button on the camera feed as it just speeds along. Eventually, there is a slight flash of light from the outside of the building, and you can see as one of these shipping doors suddenly bolts and bends inwards, and just metallic prongs reach up underneath it, almost like two wide. What is the word I'm looking for here? Almost like two wide serrated triangles. Kind of like what you might see on a forklift, but a little bit different than that. But they just pry up underneath the door and slowly but surely pull and peel it upwards. Before a singular individual ducks underneath the door as it's being peeled up and starts making their way into the facility. As they get closer to the camera, you can see this individual probably pretty unassuming build, to be honest. Not big, not stocky, not broad-shouldered, just very average in appearance. And much like the security guard pointed out, the only things you can see about their person is the fact that they are, or the only notable things you can see about their person is the fact that they are wearing a mask that is covering their face. That does include what appear to probably be black goggles, though colors aren't really reading on this camera feed. And the covering over their mouth, it has a very weird metallic texture to it. Everyone who's crowding around it can try to make a investigation check to see if you notice anything else about the feed.
Okay.
Investigation. No.
Alrighty then. Yeah, unfortunately, Zari, at one point you're like looking at it, and you're trying to see anything, but the blurriness of the camera feed to you is just making your eyes hurt.
Mm-hmm. Just
like,
no. Mm-mm.
It's a blurry, grainy, black and white image.
Yeah, at that point he'd probably step out because it's making his eyes hurt.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the only things Raifon, you only really pick up on something just to further the detail.
Mm-hmm.
The metal texture over the mask is almost akin to a metallic cage that the similar texture to what's on the top of a microphone or what goes over some speakers. That really fine interweaving of hard metallic wires.
He'll wait until after the tape is played to bring that up.
Yeah. Alright then. The tape continues to play as you watch this individual. They actually full on walk off the camera site. And she would tell you that they did pick up this individual getting close to other security cameras as they made their way through the facility, which was closed at this point. Which, by the way, hearing that a facility closes its production facility to both Cecil and Alu, very weird. Normally, you'd have people on production just full 24 hours around the clock. At least in some degree. But just a production facility that completely closes after a certain point at night is bizarre.
Was there anything going on this day? Why is it so empty?
It just closed.
What?
Unlike a lot of other places, we actually let our workers go. We actually don't make our workers stay overnight.
What?
Besides, most of our machinery and production is done via automated methods. Most of our workers are just to make sure the automation does its job properly.
Yeah.
We don't need them working around the clock.
Fair.
But yeah. The camera feed has been sort of cut around to let you keep track of this individual's progress. As they just walk to a different part of the facility, get a forklift, and drive it underneath one of the shipping containers, and just drive it to where it is pushed out through the doorway that had been peeled open.
You know, for a company that deals in security automata, it's not the most secure thing, huh?
Well, here's the most alarming and concerning part about it. That factory floor should have been crawling with security robots, and yet none of them responded. We looked them over this morning to see if they had somehow malfunctioned or been disrupted in some way, and no, they're still perfectly functional.
How do they receive their programming?
I mean, they receive their programming via installed modules on their person, a pre-coded chip inserted into the central processing unit in their heads. Okay.
What if it is not this code you speak of?
What do you mean? What if it's not a code?
No, Kovgum begins to speak, realizes he can't word it properly, and just points at Alu and then points to your wrist.
What?
The thing we're after. I don't know.
Anomaly.
Ah, yes, an anomaly.
Anemone.
The thing we're after is supposed to do things about creating packs. The others can describe it better.
Well, the ones we have found were about very group-centric. Essentially, an anomaly creates anomalies. It changes the behavior of the wearer and anyone around. Although...
That is very interesting. What does that have to do with our robots not working?
What if it controlled robots? What if it made robots a part of its pack?
You all would actually remember when you were told about this anomaly, it was revealed because the person who was using it, or the person who had it on their person, they seemed to be freaking out, and yeah, really cryptic messages were being displayed on billboards.
Yeah, That's what Kovogum's trying to get to, but he doesn't know how to word it in a way that makes sense modern day.
Fair enough, fair enough. I was just making sure you all remembered what this anomaly was so far reported to do, because it has been a while since we've gone over it.
Yeah.
Well, we are looking for an anomaly, but this one it made billboards go haywire.
But I mean, it could possibly have some kind of effect on that. I don't know.
Yeah, but that was one effect. Maybe the wearer got it under control.
It could have made those robots that we fought in its pack. And didn't know we were coming, so it sent some of its packmen to hunt us.
I don't think every anomaly has that kind of trait, Kovgum.
We aren't entirely sure of all of its effects. We're just aware of
It's possible, I suppose.
And also, we don't even know if it only affects one person or everyone around them.
The only
So
thing we
what
know
you're
is
telling me is that there's
was
some
never-
form of anomaly that allows a person to control robotics. Or electronics, at least.
It transmitted messages via electronic signals, but we don't specifically know what all it does. It's entirely possible that these two are connected in some way. Because the last known location of it was around this area.
Fair enough. I know our researchers, once they got in this morning, we put them to the task on studying and trying to understand why the robots acted up the way they did. They didn't find any problems in their hardware, but they were still studying the software to see if a signal had interrupted them. They haven't gotten the results back on that yet, but I imagine they'd be done with it soon.
Actually, Ali opens the map with the blip. Is this anywhere near the warehouse?
The warehouse is the lowest point of this building.
Okay.
Yep. As from everything you can gather and what you sort of have a knowledge of just passively, the warehouse of Castelli Robotics and where their actual production facility is the lower building is mostly their production facility. And the lower down you go, it becomes more just storage or raw production of materials and things of that nature. It's essentially 3 giant warehouses stacked on top of each other, then an office building, and then you don't know what the top half of the building is supposed to be. But at least looking at it from the outside, you can tell that's kind of how it's constructed.
So, the hand of this thing, how big was it in relation to what we could see of the shipping door?
So the shipping doors, from what you can see, are kind of like how they're the same size you would expect, like a semi-shipping, like a trailer door to be.
Okay.
The hand you saw reach up underneath it, it was just two. Let me draw what I mean when I say like serrated triangles, or at least try to.
So, like, its fingers were like triangles that were like serrated inwards, or textured inwards.
No,
Okay.
this is gonna be really stupid looking, but its fingers were kind of shaped like that.
Oh, okay. That's much different than I was expecting. Okay.
And from what you can see, like, obviously I don't have any artistic ability to do this, but the other finger, the serrations were lined up in such a way that they would fit into the grooves of this finger.
Gotcha. So they would like fold into one portion.
Yeah. From what you can see in the footage of it, because at one point you can see its entire hand, it's less of like a traditional 5-fingered hand, and more like what you would see a claw machine having.
Gotcha. So it's got like the three
Yeah, it has 3 prong. Oh, you
pincer
can speak
points.
now. Give us that beautiful voice.
Ah.
Awoo.
Oh!
Ooh, woo.
Such joy in words.
Yes.
Okay, so what did I miss?
Okay, you stepped away. What was the last thing you heard, so I can confirm when you stepped away?
It was talking about the culprit smashing into the doors with a forklift.
Okay, so you've been gone for a little while now. Okay. For some reason, I thought you left later than that. After that point, they started talking about the actual construction of the building and how it's laid out. Trying to figure out where it was in relation to the last place that the anomaly they're tracking was located. Which was near this facility.
Okay.
So the last place they attracted to was not directly on this facility, but several buildings away. And the area that was currently broken into was the lowest reaches of the Castelli Robotics building that you're currently in. The actual factory floor of the building. I also believe that means you probably wouldn't have heard them say that the robots, they had already been found out nothing was wrong with their hardware, but they were still looking into if anything had happened to their software and programming.
Okay.
And now I was just describing the hand of the thing that reached up underneath one of the shipping doors and peeled it open.
It had like what? Oh, it was like a claw from a. I was imagining like a claw from a crane game.
Yeah.
It'd be slightly more accurate to describe it as like the claw that is used to pick up and move cars in a junkyard.
Okay.
With the magnetic grip kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you can't see if this thing's palm has that magnetic grip, but it is that
Right.
really jagged tooth shape. Where it's made to dig into metal and not let go of it.
Right.
But yeah. Someone is playing a video game or something. Or just furiously pushing a button. I'm gonna get rid of this now. Boop. But yes. You can see its hand at the very end of the video as this individual has started driving several of these shipping containers out through this doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're not really sure what he's driving it into, because as far as you're aware, that should just be a drop-off.
Okay.
But you did see a flash of light, almost like the headlight of something, so you can assume that there is probably a vehicle of some sort outside of the building at this point.
Right.
So they had help.
Again, we'll have to see if there's anything actually done with the software of those robots to know for certain why they didn't act when they should have. The break-in.
Do we have any information on what the anomaly was? And the nature of it? And Cecil's just asking the rest of the group.
We're not.
This was also said when you were gone, but it should be reiterated for your sake.
We're
Or let
not
the group reiterate it.
really sure entirely what it does.
So
The only thing we know is that it essentially is able to communicate thoughts or words, messages from whoever's holding it via electronic sources.
More specifically, the example given was that a billboard started talking about walls having eyes, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
it's a Chromecast to all electronic devices around you. Not only TVs,
It's
but
what?
Chromecast. When Chromecasting,
Yes.
Chromecasting your thoughts to any
Electron.
electronic around you.
Somebody must have been using this anomaly to maybe put the security
When
mission.
it might, when we saw it in action, it was rather erratic. Maybe they got it under control. Maybe it's another thing entirely unrelated. You won't know by just standing in this room.
I agree. But again, I don't really have anything else to offer you at this point. This is what we have. These until the researchers and get back to me and tell me if something actually did suddenly just tell our security androids to stop acting.
I don't know
Could
how
we
helpful.
maybe investigate the warehouse? Or can I help with the research?
I'd rather you didn't go into our research facility. I guess I can let you all go down and look at the warehouse floor. We're closed today, so we can actually repair that door, so...
I don't know if
We'd have
this
to
would be helpful for us, but I noticed the mask the individual was wearing. It looked like it might have been two different pieces, or maybe one piece. I just know that the lower part of their face, it looked like the kind of mesh you see on microphones or speakers.
like the metallic grating, and she just points over to the intercom box that's in the corner of this room.
Yeah, like that.
And you all can see a very similar material. It's bizarre.
Perhaps the culprit is using some sort of voice altering.
We never got them speaking, but I don't see why they wouldn't if they're trying to hide their identity so much. You said you found out about this anomaly because billboards were saying the walls have eyes?
That was the first recorded incident that we got.
Sounds paranoid to me.
Yep.
Seems like someone like that. I don't know if they'd have the presence of mind necessary to pull something like this off.
That's what I was just thinking. That seems a little bizarre. Not unless something happened to make them suddenly change how they were thinking.
Right.
In a time of stress, a hunter can have clarity. Maybe something, what you say, snapped.
Couldn't tell you. I don't know the individual. If I did, this would not be an investigation we'd need assistance with.
Well, let's head down to the warehouse floor. Maybe there's something that.
Yes, of course.
How many warehouses do you have?
There are 3 main production facilities in this building.
And all of them contain these battle automata?
The lower one is just used. The lowest one is just used for storage. The upper 2 are used for production.
And this is common knowledge?
Not particularly, though it's not hard to assume. If anyone were to look into the windows of our buildings while the production is running, you would clearly see that 2 of them have machinery running in them constantly, whereas 1 just has movement devices running about. Forklifts, pallet jacks, sky wheels, things like that. Anyone with presence of mind about them to actually want to do something like this wouldn't find themselves hard pressed to figure that out.
Right.
Alright. I'll take you down to the production floor. Again, it's closed right now, so I can actually do this. If we were still open, I would not let you anywhere near it. So it'd be very dangerous. As much as OSHA is not adhered to in the Steam District,
Fantasy OSHA.
it's still the always forget what OSHA stands for, but it's Workplace Safety.
Occupational Safety and Hazard Association.
Yeah. It exists in the other districts, or at least it exists in the Central District. It does not exist in the Steam District.
What could you possibly mean? We are the epitome of cautious. I still have all my fingers.
Oh,
Yes, and that's a novelty.
It couldn't just be that I'm cautious.
Anyway, by the way, out of character, did we ask this lady's name at
Nope.
all?
No one's asked her name, and she
Okay.
has not asked any of yours.
You know what? Fair. Cecil won't bring it up.
She does not seem interested in who you are, other than the fact that you have credentials to be here.
That's fair. She's just doing her job. Cecil will not bring it up.
Actually, at this point, though, we are about the point where we'd be taking bio breaks, so let's go ahead and do that.
Bio break.
Bio break, go pee and get some water, but not from the same place. That would be gross.
Or if you are getting it from the same place, make sure you do one before the other.
You never go back and forth.
I'll be back.
5 to 10, everybody.
What in the world am I looking at? Oh, it's a dog.
Taug.
I was looking at the thing Armored posted in moving memes, and I was just like, is that like a little kid in like an Ewok cosplay? And then I realized it was a dog when it put back legs back on the ground.
It's a chunky.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little fluffy dog doing a handstand.
Or not an Ewok, a Gremlin cosplay. That was like Mogwai or whatever his name is. Because the thing that I now realize is the cord of its leash, I thought it was holding a stick. Alright. I'm going to actually take advantage of bio break for a change, so I'll be back.
Yay.
Gonna eat some Takis and get a drink.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Home.
Are you not home?
Oh, I am.
So you wouldn't be going anywhere.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
I fail to see what the problem is then.
It's fine.
That's a good question, Mega Man. I don't fucking know.
I'd like to go to Spain. Japan would be cool.
Yeah, that's fair.
If I weren't a woman, maybe I'd like to visit the Middle East.
Like to visit what?
The Middle East.
Oh, yeah. That is a little more difficult to swing
Yeah.
as not a man.
Mm-hmm.
But with the whole, all of it.
Yeah, with the whole it's rough.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like I said, with the whole all of it.
Mm. What's something that you'd like to do but are scared of doing?
Ugh. I mean, I feel like skydiving is a weirdly safe answer, but
That's fair. Yeah.
any of those thrill-seeking things, just because I'm very paranoid of oh, this is gonna fail and I'm gonna die. I'm going to plummet to my death, and then I will be dead.
Are there any non-thrill seeking stuff?
That's a good question, Mega Man. Probably. I just can't think of them right now.
Yeah. What's a skill you'd like to learn?
um. Question. I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to learn.
Well, list them off.
I had the chance to learn how to play guitar, and I kind of squandered it. And I kind of wish I would have just taken the opportunity.
Can't take it now?
I mean, I could.
I like to learn to play the drums.
Well, that's fair.
Why do you want to play drums? You just want to beat the sticks?
Basically, it's just
It's the most aggressive form of music.
I don't think that's true. I think the most aggressive form of music is the trumpet.
no, the trumpet is one of the sexier forms of music.
Dude,
Aggression can be sexy.
I mean, it
Can be sexy.
yeah, it can.
I'll take your word for it.
I don't have a word on it.
It depends on the context of the aggression.
It depends on the person, too.
Yeah,
I
too.
guess. I assume. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't
sometimes you have something I can't say on the stream happen. And you're just like, all right.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
Yeah,
There's a lot of things
that's
we
the
can't.
point.
But anyway, I'm just a very fidgety person, and drums seems like something to like get that energy out, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm very coordinated with my hands, just not my feet, which makes me sad.
But with the drums, you gotta do the tippity tap.
I know. Which is why I wish I could learn it. Also, I don't have any drums. So.
We can fix that. Are they allowed where you live?
I hope so. I don't live. It's not like I live in an apartment or anything. And even then, I could probably just get a set of electric drums.
Fair enough. I just know some places where you live, it would be a noise complaint immediately.
Yeah. So if you have an electric drum, you can just have it feed to your headphones.
Ah, yes, lunch and meat. An excuse to eat Ritz crackers.
Since when is there ever do you need an excuse to eat Ritz crackers?
You don't. They're good by themselves. They're just the right amount of buttery, crunchy, and salty. They're, in my opinion, the best cracker.
I like goldfish.
Yeah, goldfish are a cracker. I don't think of them as like a cracker.
Hell yeah, Team Goldfish.
Hell yeah.
Whenever
Even
I
though
think of a cracker, I think of something that's flat and crunchy that you can apply something to. And I don't usually think about things being applied to goldfish.
Not with that attitude.
I think about putting goldfish on things.
I mean, you can dip them.
I guess. What do you dip goldfish in, though?
Dip.
That narrows it down nothing.
I mean, it kind of does, though. You're not dipping it in, like... No.
I mean, what type of dip is good with a little crunchy bit of cheese air?
Whatever's good with, like, crackers.
I don't know if goldfish would be good with Nutella.
Yo, they'd be so good. The
I know
combination of sweet and salty.
Yeah, but it depends on what kind of goldfish, I guess. If you're talking about like the classic cheese goldfish, I don't think it would taste all that great. Maybe the pretzel goldfish.
Yeah, because pretzels go good with Nutella already, so.
I mean,
Pretzels are just crunchy, salty bread.
the original goldfish don't even taste like cheese, which is why I like them.
Really?
That's why I describe them as a crunchy puff of cheese air.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Tell me what the skill you wish to learn.
I hope my crunching isn't too loud.
Fine.
Not right now.
What?
Huh?
I was hungry, so I'm having to eat a snack,
Yeah.
which is an entire sleeve of Ritz crackers.
That is a snack.
It's a snack
My
for
snack
me.
is a smoothie. I got my new blender in today.
Hey.
A smoothie is really the only drink you can consider a snack.
Nope. Boba tea.
The tea isn't the snack though. The snack is the little bits of goo in the bottom.
Well, then they're part of the tea.
No, it's not. You can have milk tea with. I guess you can't have boba tea without boba.
Yeah.
no, you can't.
Otherwise, it's just milk tea, and it's the best.
Milk tea. As an Asian, I can confirm that you cannot have boba tea without the boba.
Otherwise, it's just milk tea that for some reason has brown palm sugar in it. I don't know why that's what makes it boba tea.
Boba tea's a nice snack.
He is good.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I make it for myself on the regular.
That's smart.
Yeah, you pay like $30 for a bag of the drink mix, but it makes like 70 cups of the tea.
Or you can just use tea.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you could just make milk tea, but at the same time, if you actually want it to taste like what you buy at a restaurant, you kind of got to go with a pre-made mix.
Then I
Or really play with it.
I guess. But like, I don't know, that's the fun thing about like making it at home, right? Is the different flavors that you can get.
Yeah, it's like you can. It's basically home brewing, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can buy all of the different flavors of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy taro boba tea. I can buy watermelon boba tea. I can buy passion fruit boba tea.
Yep.
I can buy traditional boba tea that for some reason has a distinctly floral flavor that is not normally there. But I think that's probably just a problem with the brand I bought.
I'm not entirely sure if I have access to those.
If you have access to Amazon, you have access to them, I'm pretty sure.
But I don't know. I find it sketch to buy food on Amazon. Although I might have to. I might have to buy food on Amazon because it's the only way I can find. It's the only place I can find squid ink and Gazzetti. I really want to buy some Gazzetti.
Amazon's alright if you're buying dry products.
Yeah, that.
Ash, I think the thing with the one that has the floral taste to it, they might have put chrysanthemum tea into it.
I don't dislike it. It's just not the flavor I was expecting when I made it. Because
Amazon's also good for buying sodas.
yes, it's good for buying sodas. I want to buy. Those are cute. Those dicks.
It's the only place I can find it, and I want.
Of course.
Those
you
are
want.
cute. ... Are those dicks?
Like when it comes to buying food off of Amazon, I end up having to buy gochugaru and gochujang off of Amazon and mochuko.
Yeah. I bought I got the gochujang, but I don't got the gochugaru. Big sad. I have the rice cake too.
I'm so dearly
I have-
tempted to buy pickle soda off of Amazon just to experience it.
Oh,
Okay, we're commit.
I have Gochu Garu. You're welcome to it. I've got way too much.
Yes, but you're all the way over there, and I'm all the way over here.
Did you just call me a coward for not buying it?
Yes. Do it.
Doing it live, folks. Ordering
it.
pickle soda.
Oh my god.
I think the main reason why I didn't buy it before is because it's weirdly expensive.
Probably.
Well, that's unfortunate. But like, you gotta know what it tastes like, right? I can't assume many people are buying pickled soda. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it's like $7 a bottle.
Yikes. Wait, does it have? And it's not a fruit, so you have a chance with it. Because you don't like fruit sodas, right?
Oh, I love pickles. There's no way I wouldn't like pickle soda. I just have to find a place where I could actually reliably get it, because I don't think it would be from Amazon.
Be sad.
Because there's no Amazon like insured deliveries on pickle soda.
Mm. There's this monster drink I've been trying to find on Amazon, and I don't think they sell it.
What is it?
It's like Monster Dragon tea, but it's not like the one that comes up isn't the right one. It's the white tea.
What's it called? The dragon fruit
tea. Not dragon fruit. It's just called dragon tea.
It's like white with like purplish magenta stripes.
Yeah.
I've seen it a whole bunch here.
It's currently unavailable.
Oof.
But I don't drink much Monster for obvious reasons.
Same.
Either.
Yerba mate.
I don't drink a lot of energy, well, Monster specifically energy drinks either, but like it tasted really good.
Yeah.
I drink more than should.
If I wanted to go for like an energy drink, which I did a lot when I was working really early shifts at work, my go-to is usually like a Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Mountain Dew brought AMP back.
Mountain Dew did bring AMP back. I don't know what they were thinking.
Which is the weirdest thing to me, because that soda got discontinued for a good reason.
Pasties have caffeine.
Oh, is everyone back and ready to keep going, by the way?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. Some of you weren't talking.
Well, CJ just got called away by their mom, so.
Ah.
Strikes again.
Dawn, you family! Gives us longer to talk about soda.
But yeah, but apparently peace tea has caffeine.
I don't know what peace tea is.
What?
What's peace tea?
Hold on.
It must be another Canadian thing. It's basically a flavored tea, a fruit tea soda.
It's not carbonated.
What tea? What are we talking
It's not a soda. Peace tea?
Yeah, peace tea.
Peace tea. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, peace tea.
I know what that is now. Okay, never mind.
Tea is very, very sweet.
Apparently they're caffeinated.
They are.
Yeah, they're tea.
Not all tea is caffeinated.
But a lot of tea is.
Yep, but that doesn't.
Specifically, black tea and green tea are. Herbal teas are not.
Yeah.
I mean, pardon my color blindness, but that has what appears to be green tea leaves on the front of the container.
That is green tea.
That's because that one in specifically is green tea, but the others are all other flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine the green tea is probably their basic one, and then all of the rest of them are built off of it.
Actually, the basic one is just like the regular
The
sweet.
blue one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tea lemonade.
Snowberry?
Oh, no, not snowberry. The darker blue.
The lemonade one.
Yeah, that's the basic one.
Why is only that one wearing a glove?
Huh? Mm.
Oh, because it's golf branded. Why is it golf branded?
Because it's like an Arnold Palmer kind of deal.
Oh, it's because it's a tea.
Oh, that's stupid. They should put the golf branding on the snowberry because it looks like a giant golf ball.
Yeah, but then it's not peace ball, it's peace tea.
Also, I like how sweet tea is just someone gripping 2 sugar cubes and some tea leaves.
Yeah.
Just like,
Bless you.
bless you.
That was aggressive.
That almost sounded like one of my sneezes.
Thanks. This is the reason my mom says that I have 2 sound settings and none of them are reasonable.
One is too quiet, the other one is too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sounds
understand,
right.
I understand this notion. Also, I would say that Texas style sweet tea, 5 tea leaves to 2 sugar cubes is probably the actual ratio of sugar to tea. It's at least half sugar. It makes you regret your life decisions when you drink it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like sweet tea.
I like sweet tea. It's good.
It too sugar.
Yeah, I don't
sense.
like southern style sweet tea is too sweet.
Is it
Makes-
just like syrup?
I think it's just because
Basically.
Makes me glad that like 5 or 6 years ago I made the switch to unsweet tea.
I just never started.
well,
I don't like tea.
I mean, I don't like tea either, but so that just leaves me with soda and juice, which isn't good.
I mostly drink water.
I mean, yeah, I used to. So work gave us free drinks. But now
Okay,
I
we
just
should.
drink
If everyone's good to go, we should probably get started back up
Yeah.
instead of continuing to talk about drinks.
water. Well,
Yeah.
it's a very,
All right, then.
very quenching conversation.
How dare! All right, now you another 3 points. Get rid of them. Take them off.
turn it off. Light switch. Turn it off.
Alrighty then. I finished crunching my cracker. Alu is so low on HP right now.
Worry about it. I'm basically passing out. It's fine.
Alu is almost dead from telling bad jokes.
Worth it.
It's not even Al you doing it. It's just Al.
Yep, one more bad joke and Alu will be unconscious. Alrighty then. No death saves for that one.
Ouch.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Fucking feels bad, Captain.
Y'all look over and Alu just does the peace out sign, just fades out of existence.
Right.
That's quite the punishment.
Hour? I don't know. Like,
Do you want to lose 3 health too, Armored? And I don't mean Kovgum, I mean you.
Don't threaten him with a good time.
hey.
Do what I want. You're not my real
Malicious
dad.
stabbing is a good time for anyone but me.
Anyway, let's get started.
Yep. Alrighty then. So getting back into things. Excuse me.
Oh my god.
Getting back into things by summoning the undead.
So I do it some days. So you all are taken back into the elevator and led back down to the lowest levels of this facility. Did you want to specifically go to the production facilities, one of them, or straight to the warehouse?
Warehouse first, since like we're investigating this, and then the production facilities.
Alrighty then.
So, sorry, just as a quick question. Our culprit entered into the warehouse through a door and then went to one of the production facilities to steal the cargo, or was the cargo only in the warehouse?
The cargo was currently in the warehouse that they stole. Like, they did not leave the warehouse at any point. At least as far as the cameras witnessed, they did not leave the warehouse at any point.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, then it would be best to go just to the warehouse.
Alrighty then. Takes a little bit. Elevators are not super fast entities. At least not when you're being reasonable about your production facility. And don't strap rockets to your elevator.
That's fair.
Dude, bum 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 ba-da-da-dum, bum ba-dum bum.
You know, we
Bum,
would have
bum,
already
ba-da-da-dum,
been there
bum,
if you just
ba-dum,
like added a
bum,
little
bum, bum,
oomph to your
ba-da-dum.
elevator motors. If you want, I can just like open the hatch and.
I will arrest you.
But just a suggestion.
It's a suggestion that we will not listen to.
It's an offer.
It is not accepted.
Not everything's gotta go faster than, people can run.
Then why? Then why not just run?
To conserve energy.
By the way, yes, that droning music is just playing the entire time. That elevator music that makes you regret your life decisions.
Right.
It feels like it takes forever, especially for the people who are used to the normally unhealthily quick elevators that exist in this part of the city. Kovgum, it also feels like it takes forever because you're not used to being trapped inside of a small metal box and moved around.
This is the second time. This is the third time today that this has happened. And I don't want to be trapped in a small container, and I don't want this to have another incident.
You seem even cool as a control. If I could just tweak it a little bit,
Don't.
you wouldn't have to be so uncomfortable.
Do not do anything that threatens our survival.
I would never.
Now on first floor. The elevator doors finally open.
Okay, look, we're here.
Alright then. So this is the facility. You can see over there. You can actually see a small group of individuals who are currently who have currently already taken off the bent and tore apart door and are currently installing a new one. The actual destroyed doorway is just sort of lying off to the side right now.
Can we investigate the door?
She just gestures for you all to step forward and do what you need to.
Yep.
Right, so who's doing what at this moment? To fully describe this area, I mean, I imagine most of you would be aware of what a warehouse looks like. It is a large portion of the building where there are these wire and steel. It'd be more accurate to describe them as racks than it would be accurate to call them shelves, but just these steel racks that are strewn about the entire facility with occasional hallways between them where forklifts can drive around. You just see boxes upon boxes of these massive shipping crates. Not like what a freighter ship would carry, but like those really big wooden shipping crates.
Like the ones that they put in the animals from Madagascar.
Pretty much, yeah.
Kogum, what he would be doing is just hunter and surveyor instincts come in, drops down to all fours and starts scurrying around, trying to identify stuff that he would be more aware of. That being potentially smells. So the little tongue is flicking out.
Blip, blip, blip.
Bleh.
Identifying, trying to find tracks, pieces of cloth that potentially had, or anything that had fallen off of the person in question.
All right. All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check for you then. What's everyone else doing?
My investigation isn't wholly large, so I would like to assist anyone who is going to investigate, or at least has the highest investigation.
I think that would be
All right, so-
between Rifon and Aliu.
Well, it's you as smart boys.
I would like to assist and give advantage.
Cool.
All right. Who do you want to give advantage to, Rifon or Aliu?
It'd be better to give it to Aliu because Aliu's got one more in investigation than Rifon does.
Okay, I'll assist Aliu.
Cool.
Alrighty then. The nerds from this part of the city are working together. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Wait, are you calling Cecil a nerd?
You don't have to be smart to be a nerd.
That's fair.
Case in point.
The answer to your question, CJ, yes.
Do I have to say what I'm investigating first, or can I just do a broad investigation of the floor?
With how investigation works, you do have to specify like what type of area you would like to investigate. Otherwise,
guess-
you'd be making a perception check.
Right. I guess I'll investigate the door and the opening.
So the ripped off door, or the part of the doorway that is actually currently being closed up with a new door installed into it.
Well, let's start with the door.
Alrighty then. Go ahead and roll yours. What about you? Because you're the group left, Rifon and Zodi.
Ha 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 ha.
I don't really know what I'm looking for. I guess I'm here.
Tracks, scuff marks, any calling cards, unusual stuffs, things seemingly out of place.
If you want to, you can also potentially just give your assistance to Rifon, like how Cecil did.
Yeah, that would probably be a better, more productive use of my time.
Which,
Fair
for how Rifon would be is like, he kind of like, even just partially remembering the path he saw the person walking from the video, he's gonna walk where he saw the intruder going, like walk along the path he could see, and just be looking at everything while he's doing so. Seeing
Alrighty.
if like he can pick up on anything by more or less retracing steps.
Alright then. For that, I'll give you the option between an investigation or a perception check. A success in either will potentially garner different results.
Okay. Considering he's looking all around him, I feel like perception would be more fitting.
All right.
That's fair.
Well, it's the
Nice,
same
so you have-
modifier either way, too.
Fair enough.
Right.
So you have advantage on a perception check.
Okay. 21.
Alrighty then. So going down the line. Kovgum, you get down on your all fours, start snaking out your lizardy tongue and searching around for things of interest and note. The first thing that almost kind of surprises you based around the sort of sense and stuff and experiences you've had with the other parts of the city is the fact that even though this is a massive concrete floor, it's very clean. Like, there's a little bit of dust and debris when you're actually walking around where the currently discarded broken door is. But it's kind of surprising how clean this facility is.
I also picture that because he didn't watch the video, he ends up getting a scent trail and ends up just completely going a completely wrong direction.
Well, it's more along the lines of you don't pick up a scent trail at all.
Fair. So he's just scurrying around the floor in random places.
Yeah. Like, at one point, you almost think you find a scent trail, but it's just like one of these boxes smells strongly of perfume, and you're just like... Makes your
Sniff
face, like, recede into itself slightly.
Mood.
Gets another scent trail. Wait, no. That's just a rat. Wait, there's a rat here. No. The trail's too cold.
Alright then. Alu, investigating the broken doorway. It does... Natural 20 or not, it doesn't take too much knowledge or looking to see that this was clearly crushed by something far more powerful than your average bit of robotics. The pointing out its similarities between a car crane is pretty apt because it does look like it was probably some form of hydraulic powered jaw that crunched in on this doorway. Looking around it, you do notice very distinct staining of oil around the edges of it that does not seem to have would not match what would normally be used to keep this doorway from getting stuck. And it is specifically on the outside of the doorway, so that is noticeable.
Do the oil splatters lead anywhere?
I mean, no, unfortunately, because the fact that this is the outside of the doorway, it was exposed to literally open air. There's not a road outside.
Right, okay, got it.
Yeah, it's the weird thing about trying to follow leads in the Steam District is there are no roads. So it is hard to follow a trail here. For a natural 20 for a total of 24, though, I gotta give you something interesting for that, and I know what it would be. While you're looking it over, actually, you do notice that it's sort of caught in one of the edges of the ripped doorway. There is actually some shreds of fabric there.
Can I pick them up?
Yeah, you can, because this is stuff you guys would have on you, because you are an investigation department. You would have basically forensics equipment.
So, little.
There's a couple of bits of what looks to be a reddish material, probably from clothing. And then a little bit above that, there appears to be a black, coarse material that resembles hair.
Out of game question, is there DNA sampling?
Yeah, this is a modern world.
Okay.
Like the human part of the world is our level of technology, if not a little bit further advanced.
Okay.
Is it synthetic hair?
Probably something would be a little. You would have to take some time to look into,
Yeah. Okay.
because just at a glance, it appears to just be hair.
Okay.
And it's not. It's barely any of it. The fact that you noticed it is surprising.
All right.
So yeah, you baggy up each of those individually and mark them down as evidence.
So, piece of red cloth and with some hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you actually think back to when you were watching the footage. At the very end, when the robber was leaving, there was a split second where they were jumping into something. You could assume they're probably their getaway vehicle of some description. But you actually saw that their hood got caught, and this is only something you're kind of realizing now, thinking about that super grainy image and making sense of it with your natural 20. Their hood
Right.
got caught as they jumped back through the doorway.
Okay.
All right then. But that's what you find on the doorway or the broken door with your natural 20. But I found with your 21 perception check, you and Zadi together. You both just retrace the steps that you saw the perpetrator take in the video, where you would start at the doorway. At this moment, you're kind of having to keep a wide berth around the people working on it, who seem to look at you but not question the fact that you're there, especially not when they see the security woman.
Yeah.
But you essentially just have to go straight forward from where that was, make an immediate turn to your right, and book it along the main floor of this warehouse. It doesn't take you too long to reach the point where he had gotten to in the warehouse, because essentially pretty much right next to where the entryway for these docks, that's the word I've been trying to remember this whole time, docks. I work in retail. You think that would be a word I remember?
Maybe it's a word you're avoiding.
Ew, it kind of is. I'm not gonna lie. Not been a great few weeks. My everything hurts. Oh well. Yeah, I couldn't move until 5 p.m. on Monday.
Oh my god. You good now?
I'm fine. I'm actually completely better now. Just I suddenly didn't have any pains after all. After that,
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't great. Anyways, but on the same loading bay where the docks themselves are, just off to the right, probably about 60 feet, are the actual bays where the forklifts are parked and plugged into charge. Which, yes, these are electric forklifts.
Wow. Economical.
Economical, and you don't have to worry about fumes building up inside of a warehouse.
Wow.
At least not as much.
Electricity instead of steam in the Steam Kingdom? What?
You create electricity with steam. It's not even a joke. It's how a lot of our electricity is produced. It's just by boiling fucking water. It's the weirdest thing when you think about how our electrical systems work, is most of it's just water.
Mm-hmm.
Either by heating it up or letting it fall.
Yeah.
But yes, it doesn't take you long to get to that point. The actual forklift that was used to perpetrate this task is actually off to the left of the door that's being repaired right now. Because the guy didn't... I keep saying guy. You don't actually know. But the perpetrator... they did not take it with them. They left it in the building. Yeah. As you are approaching, though, you do notice something that, because of how clean this place is, it does stand out. There is a crumpled up piece of paper that is partially underneath one of the other forklifts in this loading bay.
He's gonna get to where he can get it.
It's not too hard. You can essentially just make sure that the forklift won't suddenly turn on and move,
Yeah.
and then reach up underneath it to grab this crumpled up piece of paper. It actually appears to be a receipt. It is specifically a receipt from what looks to be a costume shop.
Huh.
Yep.
For in case that's evidence, he'll put it in an evidence bag.
Yep. Specifically, it is a receipt from, if you want to write this down.
Yeah, just let me grab my pen and some paper. I don't have any scrap paper around. How fitting, an old receipt. That works perfectly.
That's funny.
But yes, it is a crumpled up receipt from a shop known as Garish Garbs. You're not sure where that is or if it's in this district or not. But it is a receipt specifically for what is referred to simply as an intercom mask.
Well, that might explain the mask.
Is there a name of a shop on it?
Garish Garbs.
Garish Garbs. Oh, sorry.
It's good. Which, as you're looking at that, Ryphon, because you have children,
Yeah.
I would like for you to make a... I just accidentally made a transformer noise. This would technically be either an Arcana or a History check, because Arcana is also technology.
It's the same roll either way.
Yeah. Arcana would be if Ryphon would personally have experience with it. History is if he's seen his kids experience it.
Kids, you say?
He has 2 sons.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yeah, so either one you want to roll.
I'll just go history because I'm hovering on it.
Okay.
Nat 20!
Hey.
Why are we getting the good rolls now?
Because we're not in combat.
It's useful.
Because
Hey,
Unexpectable's already ate all the bad rolls.
Fair. I'll just say, getting good rolls while doing the investigation portion of your investigation job, that's useful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to not be close to death, but yeah.
That's fair. Listen, you can come back from that. If you fail the investigation, you don't even get to the dying part.
That is true. This is true.
Alright then. Anyhoozle. So, for a total of 23. This is just such a random thing to get a natural 20 on as well. You just think for a second. You're just like, oh yeah, I have seen that mask before. That's like the iconic mask of a video game character.
He's like he thinks when he goes, Seb bought one of these before.
You're trying. It's like one of those anime video game characters. You're trying to remember what it was.
Does Cecil remember?
It's mostly because I can't think of a pun right now. To play off of an actual medium.
That's fair.
He's like he thinks on it, he just slaps his forehead and goes, I can't remember the name of the character, but I think Seb still has it.
It's like you want to say its name has something to do with like a weird play on blood, like Code Cain or something like that. You can't remember.
Blood plus.
Oh my god.
It's Code Vein.
I got the reference.
Yeah.
I play Ryphon as he's intelligent, except for when it comes to video games.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like Code Cain or like something like that.
Oh, I
It's
heard
like a weird.
cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah, Code Cain.
Yes, cocaine.
Heck
Code.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a D there that's important.
No.
Listen, the D is important. Unlike when a lot of men tell you this, the D is
Lies.
actually important now.
Lie.
Lies.
Anyway.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah, it's like an anime video game. It's weird, it's aggressive. They wear masks. They scream. Not your cup of tea.
But
But
Seb
you've
sure
definitely
loves
seen
it.
the character. Yeah, you've definitely seen the character wearing a mask like this before in one of those games.
I'm gonna have to either Google it, or I'm gonna have to look this stuff up, or ask my kid about it.
But yeah, and you actually do have the receipt from that was used to acquire the mask that perpetrator was wearing, you assume.
Well, if this is the receipt they got when they bought it, this is a hell of a lead.
Yeah, and because even looking at the date on the receipt, it was purchased maybe 3 days ago.
Alrighty.
I'm assuming we're all like regrouping.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
up to you all to share your findings.
Yep. So we share it, like
Fun.
how you and Cecil share the cloth and hair that we found at the door.
We got a couple of baggies here. Little treats.
When Kovgum returns, he has a rat.
Where? Why?
I see you found a snack. You enjoying yourself there, bud?
He does the whole toss. It's hanging by its tail. He tosses it and then just snaps it out of the air.
Ugh.
So I see you interrogated the rat.
It was masking any potential scent.
Ah, of course.
I thank you for removing it because we hate those things, but that was disgusting.
You get used to it.
Yeah,
I don't.
That,
I
That's
won't get
really
used
funny.
to it, and I don't want to get used to it. Okay
Have a
then.
choice.
I found a receipt for a costume shop that our thief may have actually got part of their get up from.
There's an address.
Ryfon will show the receipt to them. It's still in the evidence bag.
Yeah. It has the name of the shop, though. It doesn't have the shop's actual address on it.
There's no address, but I mean, we have the name for the shop, so we can look it up.
Does Cecil know where the shop is?
Go ahead and make just a general intelligence check. I keep making you roll intelligence when you have a -1. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
You're thinking about it. Garish Garbs. That is a shop you've heard of. It's in the more residential part of the Seam District, which is not something a lot of people really think about too much. Is this weird city full of this constantly moving technology and dangerous inventions and crazy people. It has a residential district. No one thinks about it, but there's a place where people just be normal for a little bit and sleep.
No,
impossible.
It's close towards the city center surrounding the spire. But yeah, you've seen the store Garish Garbs.
But I don't know how to get there. Exactly.
I mean, you would either take a rail or use your grappler to get to the spire grounds, which is probably the only place where you can properly walk around in the Steam District because it has essentially kind of like a Final Fantasy VII-esque disc around it, where people can actually walk around and live in a sort of residential normalcy for a little bit.
Does the bracer come with Google Maps? Google Maps.
It's not a question I thought you would ask, but yes, it does have a GPS on it. you know that the GPS inside of it attaches to the computer that's in your car.
Okay. Can we just put in the name of the store? Or do we need an address?
You would need an actual address. It's
Okay.
essentially a case where Cecil knows where it is, but does not know the address of it.
Okay.
Landmarks.
Yep, you know how to get there, but you've never really had to worry about the address of a location you don't make a delivery to.
So then,
I'll help.
I'm guessing to like get the things analyzed, it needs to go back to Ada.
It would have to, yes.
Okay.
Because there is no Ada branch in the Steam District.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Change.
we have a destination.
Okay.
Ready to ride the rails again, Cove?
It seems like your all's search was more productive than ours.
Well, it's our job.
You may or may not laugh, but your thief was just wearing a video game character mask.
No, of course. It's probably a teenager then.
Or a man of culture.
The eyes are not open, but you feel them roll again.
So, if there are any updates, you'll keep us in the loop?
I'll need one of your contact information, but certainly. You do have cell phones and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if one of you wants to give her your cell phone number, it just depend on who wants to do it.
I'll just give it.
I don't think she'd appreciate my number.
She doesn't
No.
seem to like your sass.
Nor I don't think Cove Gums would be very good either.
He has a cell phone, but whether or not it's on his person is a better question.
He has it like just sitting in his backpack at the very bottom under a bunch of other stuff. Doesn't even think about it, just they told me to carry this, so I'm carrying it.
Precious.
It's like got a bag of wet stuff on top of it, and somehow it's still working.
Because they on purpose give him the equivalent of that indestructible Nokia phone.
The only phone that's able to withstand him just punching his claw straight through a phone.
Break.
Alrighty then.
Okay. So Cecil gives the security lady her number.
Alright, thank you. I'll be visiting with them shortly, so hopefully I'll have something to add to your investigation afterwards.
Thank you.
Obviously, if you all's investigation turns up anything, we'd love to, if possible, get our stolen goods back.
Ideally, we get those back for you in addition to finding out whatever the heck's going on.
Of course.
Might be some remains in the car.
This duck is very persistent.
He
He's
followed us from base. He's fine. He's harmless. He likes to read the newspaper.
He
He's
slowly
like company.
phases through the ground.
He does
while
that.
maintaining eye contact.
Yes, the head even like slowly lifts up to keep the eye contact on you as its head drips into the earth.
Prolonged.
It's very difficult one.
Okay,
All right then.
back on the train.
You Ada agents are so bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bizarre world we live in.
You're not wrong. I wish it was less so.
Be boring.
Boring is nice.
Boring is boring.
Boring is easy.
Boring is not nice.
I think it's
We
all a
can have
matter of opinion.
Cecil just like lightly just pushes out. Like, let's go before we go.
Oh, wait. What is your name?
Just slow turn towards you. But now I have to actually find her name because none of you asked it yet, so I went off that page of notes.
We don't need names.
Name? What name?
Barely call each other by our name.
What have you
It's
hunted?
always "Hey lizard."
Hey lizard, hey owl, hey cat, and hey Ryphon.
Yeah,
Hey, Blue
Ryphon is
Man.
the only one that gets his name.
yeah.
Except people always assume he's a human.
They,
If
they
you
think
want, we
human
can
or
start
half elf
calling
when
him
they look at
Daddy.
it. No!
What?
If
That
calling
was
Ryphon daddy.
No!
God.
no.
Well, accurate, it's not fun.
Like it.
He's-
Like if
he's
you wonder
just
what his
dad.
kids, if you wonder what his kids call him, his younger son calls him dad, and his older son calls him pops.
Ryphon is dad.
Ba-boo, lollipop. Ba-dum, bum, bum.
I wasn't expecting that sudden pop.
And I probably peaked the audio when I screamed no, so I'm sorry.
No worries.
By the way, does Ryphon like state aloud that he has kids?
Uh,
He meant
He mentioned Seb.
I don't know if Cecil would have been able to hear Ryphon during that, but yeah, he did say like all the stuff I had him saying in character a few minutes ago was out loud.
Okay. Oh boy.
and yes, the pterodactyl makes a showing as well. Look at it. It's just flying by the open warehouse door.
saying
Everyone waves at it. It waves back.
You were warned that I make weird noises.
I can't say anything. My burps are. All right. Anyways, my name is Estelle. Joe,
These,
type that out for you guys.
But nice to meet you, Estelle.
There's no A at the end of it.
It's how he does the thing.
Fine.
Alright.
Alright then, let's get you all back up and out of this place. I will contact you if we have any new information. If I don't contact you, then there was nothing wrong.
Fair enough.
Alright then. Sees you back over to the elevator. You all dread having to go all the way back up. It's gonna take forever.
Is Estelle still in the elevator with us?
Well, yeah, she's going back up with you.
You,
Alright, so she's just tapping her foot, waiting for you all to get on the elevator.
There you go.
so
Getting on.
we
Yep.
could just. I could just, you know, we could. It's
Oh,
not
you
even.
could just not.
I mean, I could, but then we'd be here
Yep,
again.
we're going perfectly up the elevator now.
Think of it this way: less time in my presence.
Ah, yes, one single floor at a time. Look, you can even watch the lights pass in front of the elevator door.
To get out more.
No.
I just like to imagine, like, while this is all going on, if Ryfon's got any cell signal, he's texting to Sebastian to be like, hey, what's the name of that game with the character who wears the weird filter-looking mask and had something to do with blood?
All right then. You could also mute yourself when that's about to happen, you know?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll believe you this time. Crap, what was the name of that other game? Yeah, he essentially does text you back telling you the name of it. He actually seems to be asking you between two different games and showing you examples of both, and you don't know the difference between them. You're just like, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's like an MMO game, the other one. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Code Cain Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
The game is Code Vein. All the IPs are the exact same because I don't care. Like, Google is a thing in this world. And because we're not monetized in any way, it doesn't matter that it is.
Yeah. It's like, I guess just like, if the elevator ride's going to take a bit after he gets those names from Seb, he'll just Google further to see if he can find a mask that is most similar to what he could see in the video.
Alrighty then. Yeah, it doesn't take you very long, mostly because it is one of the... It's not the protagonist's mask, but it's just like one of the optional outfits your character can have in the game. It seems to be one of the popular ones based on the search results of whenever you look up the game, you see a bunch of player-generated characters that are wearing it. And it's not the exact same, but it's like, it's close enough that you realize, oh, they literally tried to make exactly this, but make it different enough to get past copyrights.
Love it.
Ah, yes, a case of filing off the serial number.
Yeah.
These robots never was seen iRobot. At least not the ones on the train. On the rail.
I mean, in the case of, like, you know, making copyrighted material to sell. And, like, he'll just turn his phone around to where they can see the mask image he Googled.
Oh. Sort of remembered that game.
Yeah, from best I can see from having texted my kid about it and Googling, this is the mask that the thief was wearing.
So he was a man of culture.
Well,
Except it's a knockoff.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
a broke man of culture, as most are.
well, if we go by the simplest reasoning, I think he just went for something that covers the face, like the whole face. And
Yeah, but I mean, there's a whole bunch of video games to choose from. Could have been a shy guy.
Yeah.
something that doesn't
I like
doesn't
that
stand
this-
out as much.
And
Shy guys don't
I love
stand
that
out.
that's what Alu's caught up on.
I mean, it seems like possibly it's a case of the mask covered the lower half of the face and the goggles covered the other half. So it's like it could be two pieces for ease of also just comfort. And for all we know, those goggles could like let him see a lot better in the dark.
Fair. Well, since we have the receipt, we could definitely ask whoever checked him out, them out. Maybe we'll get a better idea of who our culprit could be.
Yeah, even if they paid in cash, we could maybe get a description of who bought it.
Yeah. I have some connections in the city. If we get a good enough description, I could put it out, see what we could find.
Alright. And then as soon as I can get the samples that you and Alu found back to main base so they can be tested, that should help too.
So you have kids?
Oh, yeah. 2 kids.
Oh. How old?
My oldest, he's going to be turning 16 here shortly, and my youngest is 13.
Quite the age gap.
It's only 3
Same.
years.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You want an age gap? The one between me and my youngest sister is a pretty big one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How many?
I'm 36 and she's 9.
Oh boy. I think the oldest of my kids is 21, and the youngest is Leo's 4.
You don't
Leo.
look old enough to have a 21-year-old.
Oh, I call them my kids, but we all live in the same orphanage.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Been
How old are you?
24.
Baby.
Yeah.
Let It Die was the other game I was trying to remember.
Oh, that game. Yeah. But yeah, Cecil just takes off their hat for a little bit. I'm assuming we're in the train, right? We're just riding.
We're
At
still
this
in the
stage, you guys
elevator.
are.
Oh, we're still in the elevator?
Yeah, you guys are still in the elevator.
Oh, okay.
That's just how long this elevator is.
This is why I want to tweak it.
As you all start freaking out about how long the elevator is taking, I want Covegum and Ryfon to make a perception check.
Perception.
23.
Well, by the time we get to the main floor again, you'll be 25.
15.
I'm also going to take the 23 on that one.
Oh.
Because you're not being distracted by screaming about the elevator going slow. As specifically Aoyu is screaming about it, and Cecil, you're also having kind of a annoyed time with how slow it's going. Not nearly as bad of a time as Aoyu's having, though. Both Kovgum and Ryfun, you just notice as Estelle, you just watch as just the slowest, subtlest smile creeps onto her lips.
Oh, she's enjoying them being pained.
She seems to enjoy the fact that they're suffering because of how slow the elevator is going.
Wasn't so much suffering. It's just CJ that didn't know where they were.
It's
Or
mostly
forgot.
It's mostly Aoyu that they're enjoying the pain of.
Kogum at most is doing the impatient toe tap because he's used to, like, you gotta go somewhere. But he's willing to be patient when is necessary. In this case, it is necessary.
Yep.
It's not entirely necessary. I could just, just a little.
No.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Someone distract her.
But yeah, it is the
Oh,
first time you see any expression on her face, and it does not last long.
But yeah,
Eventually, you all do get to the point where the doors open, and you're back on the floor where you came in from.
Jesus. Finally. Are we still... What year are we in?
Same year
Still the
as
same
we were
year.
before.
Which is...
21, whatever that means. I haven't thought about what year you're in, honestly.
Okay. Are we still in the same
That-
decade?
Yeah, you're still in the early 20s.
This is confusing to me. What's with the obsession with speed?
If time is relative, that was relatively the closest I've been to hell.
You never had to wait for something to present the opportune moment to strike at it?
Apparently
Not
not.
without having something else to do. You can't waste time. There's always something new to learn. There's always something new to fix. There's always something.
Or there isn't. Good day, investigators.
Mm.
The doors close again behind you, and
You have a good day!
she's gone.
CJ
Just
can't
the awkward mid-wave to the elevator.
Cecil, just give me your phone number. I'll sign her up to a bunch of spam.
I'd rather continue to have positive relations.
She won't know.
What?
She also didn't give you her phone number. You just gave yours to her.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
yeah.
If ever she contacts you, just send me her number. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you.
Now I know I might not be the brightest, but no.
It's fine.
No. Just no.
No.
Anyway, we should. I mean, if we want to investigate this lead with this costume shop before we head back, we might want to go do that because, I mean, who knows? This could be tied to the anomaly.
Yes, please.
What time is it?
At this point in the day, after all of your all's investigation, you got here early in the afternoon. At this point, it's probably getting to about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Probably closer to 5.
How long do you would it take to get to the shop?
Getting to the residential district or the residential area of the Steam District from where you currently are would probably take about. I mean, if you get on another sky rail, and assuming you also don't get hit by another sky rail, which seems unlikely, but you also can't doubt it, should probably
And
only
if
take
we-
you about 20 minutes.
And if we can get close on one.
Okay.
If you want to go via other means, maybe more, maybe less.
If we went on foot.
No
Well,
walking.
if you could go by grappler, it would take a little bit longer, but nothing would be able to really stop you.
Mm.
If you went by gyrocopter, then you could get there pretty fast because those don't have to worry about. Those have a much easier time navigating around the sky rails than the sky trams do.
As far as I know, I'm the only one with a grappler.
Yes, you are currently the only one who has a grappler, but pretty much you can buy them at any building in the Steam District. Pretty much because you kind of have to be able to.
Did we get the gyrocopter? Did we bring it?
You didn't have a gyrocopter.
We didn't? I thought we... Okay, cool.
You
No.
came on a sky tram.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had the option to take a gyrocopter at the beginning, but you guys decided to take a sky tram because none of you knew how to fly a gyrocopter.
Right.
Oh.
Well, to the rails again.
To the rails.
Finally, something faster than a goddamn snail. Let's go. I just starts walking out the building with a pep in his step.
Do 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 do.
It'll be okay, Covecom. I highly doubt that's gonna happen. What happened before is gonna happen again.
It's not statistically impossible, though.
I think you mean impossible.
If I went by grappler, I wouldn't be able to beat the Skytram, would I?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, you maybe. The average person, no.
Oh, okay.
I would rather swim there.
I don't
Looks
think
over
that's
the
an
edge of the
option.
building. You look over the edge of the building where it's currently about a good, I don't know, 1,000-foot drop before you get down to the water.
I don't think that's an option, buddy.
I was just wondering that because I was thinking,
Probably
do we
closer to
want to
like
scout ahead?
500. I mean, you could go ahead and get ahead of them because they're going to have to wait for a Skytram to show up anyways.
Okay. Well, I exchanged my number with everybody first,
Fair.
and I'll tell them I'm gonna go on ahead, just to see, just to make sure everything's.
All
Don't
right.
worry, I won't subscribe you to a whole bunch of mailing lists. I got you.
You see now you said, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it.
Don't worry about it. I'm not going to.
Is there like a line that I can take off this platform?
Yeah, there's actually the rail that is left over from the previous Skytram that dropped them off here.
That I can use my grappler?
Yeah, you can grapple onto that. You can grapple onto the sky rails with your grappler.
Okay.
You there?
Alright. I'll see you later.
All right then.
Oh, nobody's gonna say goodbye? Alright.
Well, I did say
Hey.
see you later.
Huh.
I said see you there.
Oh, okay.
We'll see you there, and if you run into any trouble on your way there, you can contact us just as easily.
is
Gotcha.
goodbye.
Goodbye for now, Gove.
You must teach me how to use that thing.
Are you scared of heights?
He just pauses. I don't know.
I'll give you some time to think about it. Cecil just pulls out her grapple and latches on, and off they go.
Alrighty then. Just go ahead and make for me one basic dexterity check. Alright. Not your most majestic takeoff, but it's literally just a case of where you shoot the grappler onto the line, and you're just, alright, goodbye. And then you don't do anything fancy or flourished about it, you just sort of fall off the edge of the building and start swinging.
Gonna swing from the
From the
chandelier.
chandelier.
Jesus.
See, this is why I want the doggo, so that can be canon.
I will say, for all of you that aren't her, there is a inherent moment of panic, even though you see her grapple onto the rail, where she just sort of falls off the edge of the building.
Yeah, that's normal.
That thing would be.
It's just like, bye. Just whoop, hops.
That thing would be so useful when hunting.
Well, they seem to be okay.
Huh.
Yeah, you can all just see them swinging into the distance, currently grappling onto that rail until they get to a point where they can hit a building's side panels with it. But you actually do notice that pretty much all of the buildings are designed with additional paneling on the side of them, specifically for these grappling hooks to attach onto.
Very Bioshock of them.
It's almost like this was designed as one of the main forms of transport to get around the city.
I would have thought.
It's either for the grappling hooks to grab onto them, or for gyrocopters to just attach onto the side of buildings. Everything is designed to be very modular in this part of the city.
Do you think the tram conductor will let me boost their tram?
Maybe ask them after we get where we want to go.
But if I ask them during, we'll get there faster.
I would really not like to
No.
die.
I am going to say this. If you do anything to jeopardize our survival, I will eat you.
How about we just don't eat each other and don't just don't.
Yeah. By the way, Aoyu, I'm assuming you would go, since Aoyu would know how to get the sky trams to come to a location. You know that there's essentially just a small bell at every sky tram drop spot where you ring it, and eventually one will show up. So I'm assuming you go and ring that bell.
Uh,
No, it's actually just a very subtle ding, 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 ding.
yeah, just ring it.
Yep. You ring it and just continuously is now letting out that very gentle ringing noise. It's going to be probably about 20 minutes before one of these sky rails actually shows up for you. And, well, 15 minutes, closer to that.
Public transportation.
Yeah. Well, we're at 3 hours, by the way.
Yeah. So as the sky rail pulls up, and very distinctly, this sky rail is missing a door.
Hey. You should just
Sorry about the damage to the sky rail, folks. I hope you don't mind it too. Oh yeah.
Man,
You fuck.
how you
Huh.
been, buddy? Long time no see.
I don't know. It's been about 3-4 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
You wouldn't happen to know how to get to the area of the city that Garish Garbs is located, would you?
Can't say I know the building. I'm guessing that's in residential.
From what we were told earlier, yes.
Yeah, I can get you to residential.
Alrighty.
All right then. So as you all load into the sky tram and shoot yourselves along it. Excuse me. That is where we're going to end off for tonight.
Yee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And before we do anything else, I am going to make just an announcement for myself. We may not have session this Saturday because I go get my final poke on Saturday, and I've heard the second one can knock you on your ass completely.
Yeah. Hey, I'm getting mine Saturday too.
Hey,
I'm going to be
congrats.
getting mine next Thursday.
Yeah, so
I'm
See how I feel.
I'm probably going to be celebrating an early Mother's Day anyways, so that works.
Do you guys have shots?
Yeah, same.
it's working different down here than it is up there, unfortunately. But y'all,
Can you imagine?
sorry.
No, the main
We
thing
don't
is that
we don't
Canada-
care about our endangered populace.
It's also the fact that Canada isn't producing any, whereas America does have a production center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, even if it did, I'm like the least eligible person to get the vaccine. Big sad. Sad.
Is it because you don't leave your house unless you have to, Al?
I work from home and I don't have any. I'm not at risk or anything.
You don't have
No,
any pre-existing conditions.
No, not really.
No, nor are either of us caregivers to someone who is elderly.
We should
Yeah.
end the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of that, probably there may or may not be stream on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. And there, with what Ashes just said, there may or may not be stream next Thursday. So we're just gonna play it by ear. But anybody else have anything they would like to announce, shill, or promote?
Nah.
Not today.
Thanks for the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, then just everybody say goodnight.
Good night.
Have a
Good
very
night.
wonderful day.
Good night. Sleep well. Don't die. You know the drill.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all when we see ya.